What'd you think when he went on the mic and said that he thought he won?
I know. I don't have an idea where he got that thought.
Push, do your job.
Give us an insight into the sparring. Has he had good spars, dropping people? What can you tell us?
No, he don't drop. He's not a mean spar. He won't do that. But you see spots where he moves on angles. You know he's waiting to unload, and then he laughs because he knows he can unload and destroy him in about 10 seconds.
Big chance and big pleasure fight with legend, you know. Very strong. He's very, very fast, and he's still Manny Pacquiao looks like 10 years ago.
After reportedly getting knocked out in sparring, Manny Pacquiao dismissed the claim by saying he was only hit once and had no idea why the other guy thought he won the session. He made it clear that it wasn't a real knockout and didn't see it as anything serious. Pacquiao's words suggested the reports were exaggerated and that he remained focused and confident as he continued preparing for the fight.
He said, I beat that boy.
I beat that boy. I hit once. I hit him once.
Yeah, and he thought he won the fight. Moving on, Manny.
He's fine.
Shawn Porter expressed strong confidence in Manny Pacquiao's potential, emphasizing that people continue to underestimate what he is capable of. Despite his age, Porter sees Pacquiao as someone who has repeatedly proven doubters wrong. The skill set he carries into the ring, including his rapid combination punches, relentless pace, and strategic ring IQ, are assets that cannot be overlooked. According to Porter, Pacquiao is still more than capable of delivering a performance that surprises the boxing world and potentially defeats a younger opponent like Mario Barrios.
You go 46 years of age, not been in the ring for 4 years. He had an exhibition. I hear he didn't train for it, so maybe let's just put that down to that. But is there a concern for you that maybe, I know you can arrest, a long period of time out the ring, a rest can be as good as anything, but you know yourself, look, it's a hard sport.
Yeah. I don't have a lot of concern. I could be wrong, but I do. I think that Manny is more than capable of handling himself in the ring. With just about anybody, there are a few guys out there I'm like, no, don't even try.
Like
but I'm not going to do that. But I do think against Mario Barrios, I think he'll be all right. And I think he'll be more than all right. He'll be able to win this one.
Keith Thurman, who has personally shared the ring with Manny Pacquiao and Mario Barrios, shared a nuanced take on the upcoming bout. While acknowledging Pacquiao's signature speed as a key advantage, Thurman stressed that endurance and footwork will be decisive elements in this fight. He noted that Pacquiao's age could pose a challenge if the fight stretches into later rounds. The ability to take punches, stay mobile, and remain composed under pressure will determine whether Manny can maintain control or start to fade.
And that's the only thing that I'm worried about, is that, he's not notorious for that defense. He's susceptible to being hit, and we all are talking about Pacquiao's speed. We're talking about his legs. We're talking about his conditioning. But the one thing that doesn't go away from men until you're past 55 is power. So I think there's an opportunity for I rocked him on several occasions throughout the fight. My footwork was very challenging for him. So if Pacquiao still brings in that crafty, challenging footwork and some angles, I can see it challenging Mario Barrios. Now, I don't know what kind of strategy him and his team are developing, but if they want to stay on this high, they want to stay at the top, when you're fighting a legend like Manny Pacquiao, you need to bring tactics into play, strategy into play, And of course, it's not guaranteed, right? You bring in plan A, maybe plan A doesn't work, So you got to have plan B, and then plan C is, okay, just fight him. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's nice to be a little tactical and see if you can implement your tactics throughout the fight. Because if so, round 1, round 2, round 3, round 4, oh wait, the fight's going the way I want it to go. And that's the purpose of tactics. It's your opposition, it's their job to not let it go the way that you want it to go. But they have to prove it in the moment. Not just in the moment, he has to prove it in this stage of his career at 46 years old.
Mario Barrios is leaving no stone unturned in his preparation, especially when it comes to discipline. Reports indicate that he has adopted a highly regimented lifestyle ahead of this fight. With assistance from dietitians and strength trainers, Barrios is conditioning his body to go the distance. This professional attitude and focused approach suggests that he's treating the fight with utmost seriousness, knowing he must be at peak form to compete with someone as seasoned as Pacquiao.
No, I just, I've been on top of it for a while. I've been doing this now been professional now for 12 years. So, yeah, kind of just learning fight by fight. In between camps, I'm staying a lot more disciplined. This camp, of course, we got rumors of it way back. So I had this fight in mind. I just didn't know when it was going to play out. So I had just been on top of everything that I should have been, from months back. And yeah, and the training has been great also. So kind of just one of those camps where everything has fallen into place. But yeah, I definitely feel, I'm, like I said, I'm in my prime. I feel like I'm at the age where I'm looking, to have the most success in my career right now.
Boxing analysts continue to point out that Pacquiao brings a complete package to the ring. His punching power remains formidable even at 46, his footwork is fluid, and his years of experience in world championship bouts gives him an upper hand in pressure situations. The general consensus is that Barrios, while talented, may fall short when trying to match Pacquiao's ring intelligence and instinct. The legendary Filipino's ability to adapt mid-fight could be a major deciding factor.
I think that Manny Pacquiao was better than Mario Barrios in every facet of the game, from power, from speed, combination, footwork, even at this age. So I got him above Manny. Now it's all about if it's going to work at that day of the fight. Technically wise, Manny Pacquiao was way better than Mario Barrios. Way too many levels above him. Remember what Mike Tyson did for Jake Paul? And I know there was a lot of people that was mad, yo, how Mike Tyson at the age of 60 gonna be fighting? Yo, that's not bad by Jake Paul. But let me tell you like this. Leading up to the fight, the reason why it did 73,000 people, Dallas, Texas, not just because of Jake Paul, it's because Mike Tyson, the way that he was training, the way that he was looking all cut up, made you believe, because what Mike Tyson, few fighters in the history of the sport of boxing, left the impression that they ignited the emotions of the boxing fans.
Barrios knows the magnitude of the challenge before him. He respects Pacquiao not just for his legacy, but for the unique fighting style that has troubled elite boxers for decades. As a result, Barrios has committed himself to an intense and relentless training schedule. He's tailoring his sparring and conditioning specifically to match Pacquiao's agility and speed. This shows that he is not underestimating his opponent and is bracing himself for a grueling encounter.
You're motivated, you're fighting an icon, so you leave no stone unturned to be prepared for this fight. And like I said, again, he's super motivated, and when a guy's super motivated, it's a lot easier to work with him in the gym. I'm sure as Algieri knows, Paulie knows, and you know yourself, just as common sense, with that kind of motivation, it's a different level.
Bob, how do you go, how do you not slip into the pitfall of, sort of not getting sort of enamored with the hype and the sort of promotion of the fight and sort of overlooked Manny? Manny's a little bit older. He hasn't looked good recently, but it's still, it's still, like you said, it's still an icon. You want to prepare for the best Pacquiao, but in your mind, how do you, how does Mario stay focused on okay, I got to prepare for the Pacquiao of old. Just to, I don't know, I can't rely on an old Pacquiao to show up. Obviously, no one should think like that. But how do you let that not fluster you in camp, in the day-to-day operations? Obviously, you said he's motivated, but mentally, how is he?
Well, like I told him, I was one that picked Keith Thurman to beat Manny Pacquiao, and I was there ringside that night. And lo and behold, Thurman's on the deck in the first round. The 12th round finishes, and Manny Pacquiao's raising his hand, and he was at 40-41 at that time. So I told him that's the Pacquiao that we have to prepare for. That's what you have to envision in your mind. And he's been super motivated for this camp. And like I said, he knows this is the opportunity of a lifetime. You beat a guy like Manny Pacquiao, you get that on your resume, regardless of what age he is. It takes you to another level, just with a general fan. And so I think it's super, super important that he stay focused, which he did.
Despite all his accomplishments, Pacquiao still faces doubts from critics. They point out that Mario Barrios, holding a championship in a heavier division, presents a serious threat. These voices question whether a 46-year-old can defy time once more and secure another world title. While fans admire Pacquiao's courage, the conversation continues to include concerns about whether this is one mountain too high to climb, even for someone of his legendary caliber. Comparisons have been made to fighters like Bernard Hopkins and George Foreman, who found success later in life. However, observers argue that Pacquiao is not merely trying to replicate history, he's rewriting it in his own way. His speed, even at 46, remains exceptional. What sets him apart is not just physical ability, but his belief in himself. According to those in his camp, Pacquiao is not returning for nostalgia, but with the clear intention of winning and making a statement.
What were you guys laughing at? Okay. What were you guys laughing about at the face-off? Because you started laughing.
What is that?
In the face-off, you guys were laughing. Why is it?
I asked him where's the horse.
What is that? What is that?
He said, I live in Texas.
Guys, you're gonna knock the thing down.
Oh, hey.
Manny, Foreman and Hopkins, when they won fights at this age, they didn't really have their speed anymore. Why are you gonna be the exception to the rule? Still have great speed at 46.
Oh, Manny Pacquiao is different compared to others. Like, I'm so thankful to God because of the strength and condition, body condition and health, good health that He gave it to me. I always give honor to God because without the Lord my God, I'm not here. I'm no longer here to continue my fight. But you know, I asked from the Lord, you know, He gave me another chance, and this is the chance. So I'm excited for Saturday for the fans to give a good fight.
There are those who respectfully suggest that Manny Pacquiao might be risking too much. They argue that Barrios has the power and youth to deliver a devastating performance that could end Pacquiao's storied career. While they acknowledge Pacquiao's status as a legend, they contend that knowing when to step away is just as important as knowing how to fight. To them, this bout may serve as a final test of his limits.
Do I think that the Aztec warrior, the great WBC champion of the world, Mario Barrios, not only will he win this fight, but he will knock out Manny Pacquiao and send him to retirement. All respect to the legend, Manny will forever be remembered as one of the greats, one of the true greats. And some might even make the case that he is the greatest of his time, and especially for his weight classes. The way that he was able to jump 8 divisions. In the smaller weight classes, you can definitely make the case that Manny is the greatest or one of the greatest to ever do it in his weight categories, the 8 divisions that he was able to conquer. But if you actually precisely watch how Mario Barrios uses his lead hand and even uses his backhand, you will see that he has the perfect punch arsenal to stop Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao, he will be looking to blitz Mario Barrios. Do that legendary step in, that blitz, that lightning speed blitz with the 7 to 8 punch combos. But let me tell you this, not only will Mario be prepared for that, but Mario has the perfect antidote for Manny's blitz, which is number 1, his lead, powerful, sharp, long jab. And not only does he throw the jab.
Coach Justin has been vocal about Pacquiao's current condition in training camp. He notes that the boxing icon is in excellent shape both mentally and physically. However, there's also caution being exercised. Coach Justin emphasized the importance of managing Pacquiao's workload to avoid burnout. Given Pacquiao's work ethic, there's always the temptation to push too hard. The team's priority is to ensure that he enters the ring fresh, focused, and injury-free.
He come back for the fight, he goes, yeah. I said, all right, good luck, brother. Call me when you get here. And so he picks up the phone and he calls.
Well, I've been seeing a lot of the training videos, going around. Seems like he's operating at all cylinders. Tell us about camp.
Yeah.
How has Manny adjusted to this one?
Not really adjusted. He's just, he's in good shape. He's in fucking happy. He's sparring well, great sparring partners. He's in a good mindset. And he loves it. I mean, he really, after all this time, he really does love it.
What's the difference between the Ugas camp compared to this one?
Oh, he's not running for president, for one. One of those senators was Congress people was assassinated 2 days before the fight was a friend of mine. It was just a disaster of a camp. It was just one thing on top of the other. It just couldn't have gone worse. Then they changed the opponent from an orthodox to it was just a mess.
In the press conference, Manny sort of thanked the team and people for keeping him, you know, making sure he has his rest days. Does he want them? Does he say, let's go, keep going? Like, how do you control
it? It would be like, yeah, you have to pull him back.
With Justin Fortune, yeah, you're talking about controlling Manny so he doesn't sort of...
Because like all elite style athletes, you know, they overtrain. They do overtrain, and you know, I just don't want him to get. I just want him overtrained. Simple as that. He's 46, not 26, so it's a different style of training now. You're not going to show him anything that he has not seen before. He's had 70 odd fights. Excuse me, you know what I mean? So, what are you going to show him? Good sparring, get his timing down, get his fights, you know, focus in. Make sure he's happy and he's in shape.
When comparing this comeback to Mike Tyson's return, experts stress the difference in physical readiness and intent. Tyson's body had changed considerably, while Pacquiao has remained active and well-conditioned. Still, age is a real concern for any fighter in their mid-40s. Analysts say that no matter the past, it's the upcoming performance that will determine if Pacquiao can still compete at the sport's highest level.
Right there for Manny to win. Unfortunately, he's 46, and you've mentioned this way before. Everybody knows the power is the last thing to go. His speed is probably going to be a little less speed than.
Did you see the thing they did on the internet? They did a thing, Manny Pacquiao Prime, which you're not going to be that. And then they did it every 10-year increments. He is slow. Yeah, he is slowed down. No, he's not slow.
He's slower.
He's slower, but. Is he slow because of injury? Is he slow because of something else going on? I don't know, but he's definitely slower.
I do think that Mario Barrios will win the fight. I think it's going to go all 12 rounds.
Do you really?
Yeah, I don't think he's going to knock him out. Oh, and I don't think Pacquiao will knock down Mario Barrios. If you notice, ever since the allegations, he hasn't knocked anybody down or out.
I don't think if there's going to be a knockout, I think Barrios is going to knock him out. That's what I'm sticking with, only because I think the accumulation of the punches over the course of 12 rounds, you're out of the ring for that long. It's just not the same.
But it's sad that he has to come back to fight.
Well, that's also controversial. A point that I made, and I'm getting killed about. If your legacy is what it is, if you were fighting, why would you come back? First of all, why would you go through the training camp? That's hard training camp. So let's just say he's not going to be going through his hard training camp. He needs to go through a hard training camp.
Yeah, because how long has he been away from the fight?
I think 4 years. So, but he had an exhibition, and Ugas beat him. Did Ugas beat him before COVID?
Yes.
Remember?
Veteran commentator Jim Gray shared a thoughtful analysis of the upcoming bout, focusing on the tactical challenges Manny Pacquiao may face. He acknowledged Pacquiao's remarkable legacy of fighting elite opponents and thriving under pressure. However, Gray emphasized that age could be a key factor, especially in the later rounds. At 46, maintaining energy and sharpness deep into the fight may become difficult. Barrios, being younger and naturally more resilient, could gain the upper hand if the bout stretches into the final rounds. That's why Gray suggested Pacquiao adopt an aggressive strategy from the opening bell. By taking control early and forcing Barrios onto the back foot, Pacquiao can limit the risk of fading late. Establishing dominance in the first few rounds not only boosts his chances of winning, but also helps manage the physical toll of a longer fight. According to Gray, a fast start is crucial for the veteran champion.
Get a decision.
Well, the longer it goes, probably the more problematic it becomes, because he hasn't fought in 4 years, and who knows what his stamina is, and who knows what his endurance is, and who knows how he's going to react to getting hit. All of those things become a much, much bigger problem. The longer it goes, I would think doesn't portend well. But we don't know, who knows? That's why they fight.
Boxing promoter Anthony Geres spoke with mixed emotions, expressing his admiration for Pacquiao while also voicing concern. While his heart wants the legendary fighter to come out victorious, Geres admitted that age is a major variable in this equation. At 46, reflexes slow, recovery takes longer, and punches feel heavier. He acknowledged the beauty of the sport lies in its unpredictability, but he couldn't ignore the risks Pacquiao is taking at this stage in his career.
Manny Pacquiao, Mario Barrios.
It's tough, man. It's heart versus mind. the heart is Manny Pacquiao, legend, just a man filled with integrity, and just like wins the hearts of people, man. Like he's a people's champion, literally.
True story.
And so my heart wants to go for Pacquiao, but the reality is it's boxing, and age plays a factor, and nobody has ever in any professional sport defeated Father Time. Period, end of story. Inactive, obviously, for 2 or 3 years. So I'm going with Barrios on the win, but I want Pacquiao to win.
Vasyl Lomachenko offered his thoughts by highlighting the unique opportunity Barrios has been given. Facing a global icon like Manny Pacquiao is not something every fighter gets a chance to experience. Lomachenko praised Pacquiao's exceptional speed and strength, noting that even now, he remains one of the fastest fighters in the game. He suggested that for Barrios, this could be a breakout moment if he rises to the challenge and delivers under the spotlight.
Bob Arum wants to fight Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah.
He said he'll come down to 135 for you. What do you feel about that?
If 135, it's good. I think after 1 year, 1.5 years, for me it's a big chance and big pleasure fight with legend. You know, very strong. He's very, very fast. And he's still Manny Pacquiao looks like 10 years ago. No, 140, it's not my way.
So 135?
135 maybe, yes. And fight Manny Pacquiao, it's very interesting. For me, not his level. I think it's not his level.
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned until next time.